Welcome to the Projects tutorial series for ProTracker Advantage. This tutorial focuses on using the Projects feature for a client without first making a project fee estimate. To review, there are 4 phases of a project: the estimate phase, the proposal phase, the active phase, and the closed phase. You should use projects without fee estimates if you wish to skip the estimate and proposal phases of a project and go directly to an active project. There are several reasons that you may not wish to make a project fee estimate. For example, you may not be billing for the project because the client is on a fixed retainer. A project is in the active phase when both the client and the supervisor have approved the project. The active phase allows employees to begin execution on their tasks, including preparing financial plan reports and action plan reports. This tutorial session includes information on creating and initializing a new project, how to assign tasks, workflows, and appointments to an active project, and how to add notes and reviews to an active project. Let's begin with adding a new project for a client. First, select a client such as John Sample. So we will select John Sample from the list. From the client profile, click on the Projects tab. On the left side of the screen in the Assistant area, double-click on the Add a Project option. The Add Project dialog box will appear. The Related To field contains the client related to this project. In this case, the client is John Sample. In the Project Name field, enter a name for the new project. Let's name this project Financial Planning Checkup. If you wish, you may enter a description of the project in the Description field. Let's write Financial Planning Review. Enter the employee responsible for this new project in the Project Manager field. We will leave Robert Administrator as the project manager. The Service field includes all services that a project can perform. Let's choose Financial Planning as the service type. The Service field is used to determine billing rates, which may vary according to the service provided. Next, in the Billing Type field, let's select Hourly as the billing type. To finish, click on the Save and Edit button at the bottom of the dialog box. This project has now been added to the client, John Sample. Now that we have created a new project for John Sample, let's assign a task to the project. To review, a task is an action item that needs to be performed by an employee of your firm related to a specific client. There are 2 ways you can add a task from the Project Detail screen. For the first way, look halfway down your screen to the Project Activities area and click on the plus sign on the right. Alternatively, look to the left side to the Assistant area and double-click on the Add a Task option. The Add a Task dialog box will appear. Let's start filling in the necessary fields. From the Category field, let's select Education Planning. Assign the employee who will be primarily responsible for the completion of this task in the Action Person field. We will leave the action person as Robert Administrator. In the Due Date field, enter a date when the task needs to be completed. Let's enter October 10th, 2009. Notice that the Project field defaults to the project we are currently working on, which is Financial Planning Checkup. Further down, notice the Task field. This field is used to enter a detailed description of the task. We will type Investigate 529 plan for the client's state. There are a number of other fields, but for demonstration purposes, let's skip over those and finish by clicking the Save and Close button on the right column of the dialog box. If you would like to learn more about tasks, please refer to the task tutorial available for download at ProTracker.com. Finally, notice that the task was added to the project and is listed here under the Project Activities area. The task is denoted by the thumbtack icon. The next item we will add to this project is a workflow. To review, a workflow serves as a template for documenting the processes made up of tasks and appointments required to complete a project. If you would like to learn more about workflows, please refer to the workflow tutorial available for download at ProTracker.com. To begin, let's look to the left side of the screen to the Assistant area and double-click on the Assign a Workflow option. The Assign a Workflow from the Workflow Library dialog box will appear. Notice the Start Date field on the upper right side of the dialog box. All tasks in the selected workflow will be assigned a due date based on the start date entered. The Start Date field defaults to today's date. You may enter a different day if you wish. In the Workflow field,